Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring.
These powerful words tell the story of a people used, mistreated, and abused for almost 250 years. A people who, once freed, would battle legalized racial segregation for another 100 years. The words depicting their struggle for their basic human rights started out as a poem written by James Weldon Johnson. And by 1919, the NAACP would name Lift Every Voice and Sing the Negro National Anthem.
Loud as the rolling sea.
Since that time, Lift Every Voice and Sing has been recorded by various artists and arranged numerous times by different composers. When songwriter-composer James Cockerham was asked to compose an arrangement for orchestra, he knew he wanted his version to start with the sounds of Africa.
Imagine the sounds of percussive instruments being heard from a distance while standing in the middle of a forest. Drums and a tambourine play a 12/8 African rhythm. That distant rhythm repeats itself over and over again, but it is quiet at the top of the mountain. Listen. The low hum of strings can now be heard like a sound from the earth in rotation. The sounds grow louder as woodwinds mimic birds singing. The melodies are the same ones heard when windows are opened in springtime. The beautiful scenery of Africa is seamless and endless, but there are more chapters in this history book.
Cockerham says what he envisioned next was the ship that brought our ancestors to America. He says it wasn't a pleasant journey, and the music would need to reflect that.
Chained together. They are on a ship where urinating, defecating, eating, and drinking all take place in the same small space. Crying, angry outbursts, and pleas for help in many different languages are heard and understood. Soon, they will be sold as slaves.
Cockerham introduces a string quartet to indicate the arrival of the first Africans in 1619. And to symbolize decades and then centuries passing, he incorporates a blues and jazz line, showcasing the creation of new music styles. What took you from writing to arranging songs that had been written by other composers?
Growing up, we couldn't afford piano lessons. I borrowed my cousin's John Thompson Easy Step books and taught myself to play piano. It's just been a learning experience. And I can remember at my third album, I let my former high school band director, Dr. Graham, listen to it, and he was saying, "Boy, what is this?" He said, "The way you structured these chords, I could never write anything like that. My teaching would not allow me to do this." I said, "What? Should I change it?" He said, "No, don't change anything. It's great." So he's been an inspiration to me to keep writing.
6 albums, 4 CDs, and 4 musical stage productions later, James Cockerham's composing skills remain in high demand. He says he's still looking for some movies to score and is extremely excited about a social consciousness project he's working on with his son that's slated for later this year. As for his thoughts on one of the country's most recognizable socially conscious songs,
the words are as relevant to African Americans today as they were in 1900. The descendants of the Africans brought to America should indeed continue to lift every voice and sing.
For Another View, I'm Lisa Godley.